spaces. What are we living for? Abandoned places. I guess we know the score. On and on. Does anybody know what we are looking for? Another hero, another mindless crime behind the curtain in the pantomime.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Bands Across the Water. I am your gracious host, Darren Curtis. Happy Sunday. I was going to say Saturday. Happy Sunday, everybody. It's been a week, let's put it that way. Busy day in the studio for me today. I recorded 3 different songs with my pal Kevin Wesley Williams. I know he's watching somewhere out there, I'm sure. Anyway, happy to be here with you guys today. As you can see, I've lost my scenic background. I've had some technical difficulties, and when it comes down to it, I care more about the stream and than I do about the background. So I'm glad you guys are here. I have a great show in store. Lots of fun tonight. We have lots of cool stuff planned. I'm going to be talking with a friend of mine that I have known for a long time, and it's really looking forward to this because it has been a while, that's for sure. So lots of cool music coming up, lots of cool conversations. So I think we'll just talk about getting right into this, huh? So let me tell you about something first of all, before what I do. Let's go to this here. This is who's on the show tonight. My buddy Daniel Spree from Phil X and the Drills will be joining me. I'm excited to have him on. He is checking in all the way from California, so, you know, technology, you never know what you're going to get around here. But so far, so good. I'm happy to see you guys are joining in. Lots of friendly faces and familiar faces over in the chat. Hi, Tim Thompson. Thanks for being here. Hello, Maddie P. Paul Squizine. Thank you, guys. My brother, EBX Johnny. Thanks for being here, my friend. And of course, Dad's Mad. That's Kevin over in Twitch land. So I'm happy to be here with you guys. We're streaming across Facebook Live, my YouTube channel. So head over to YouTube, Darren Curtis Drums on YouTube, and like and subscribe to my page over there. We're subscribing live over there, we're streaming live over there, and as well to Twitch. So kind of neat. My background's kind of lame, but that's okay. Dan's got a cool background, so we'll get to that in a minute. But anyway, so I wanted to thank you guys all for, for all of the donations and the support. Not only from, you guys out there in the audience, but to all of my, what will I say, my daring guests, all of the folks that have volunteered to be a part of this show with me and come on live and brave the waters and walk the plank. So I'm happy that you guys have been a part of this with me, and you just never know how things are going to go. So I've been working hard all week to try to take care of some of the technology problems that I've been having, and I'm really trying to keep this alive without any issues whatsoever. So I see Melanie and Cynthia are watching. Hi guys, good to have you here. From Cynthia as Melanie's mom, Melanie from Nopacetic. She was my second victim on the show. It was great to have her with me. It was a real fun show. So and EBX Erin, singer from Elsie Binks. Hi Erin, she's lurking while making Stram promos. Well, don't forget me next Sunday. We'll get to that. So, all right. Well, thank you guys for being here. I'm happy to have you. They're ready for a good show. All right. Well, let's get right to it. I'm going to bring my buddy, Mr. Dan Spree, on the show. Daniel, my friend, thank you for being here.
Hey. How you doing, Darren?
I'm doing great, buddy. It's great to see you. Thank you so much for being here and bearing with all of my technology.
Thanks for having me, man. This is fun. This is COVID world. I just seem to be talking to everybody on a computer. That's about it.
Well, at least you're staying safe that way, I suppose, huh?
Yeah.
That's good. And you're actually checking in from where? Are you in LA right now?
Burbank, California.
Burbank, California. Yep. Okay, good. Well, awesome.
Yeah, the liquor store that I go to, which is across the street, is the liquor store that was used in Superbad.
Oh, nice. Yeah. That's great. Really?
When you pay for whatever you're going to buy, there's a picture of, Bill Hader and Seth Rogen.
Yeah, right.
From the movie, like looking at the idea of, what's the guy's name?
Yeah. I know who you're, but yeah.
Nick Lovin.
That's it. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my liquor store. Yeah, that's my people.
That's cool, man. That's kind of an interesting little tidbit to know, right? Liquor store, this famous liquor store, across the street.
It's like living in LA for, I don't know, what now, 23 years maybe?
I know, that's crazy.
There's always a time, frequently, that you're like, you say to yourself or out loud, you're like, only in LA would I see that thing. And it's never like a good thing.
Right. That's funny. That's funny that you say that. 20. I can't believe it's been 23 years. I mean, you and I go back a long time. Like we have an interesting history, and I want to get into that a little bit, talking about that stuff. But yeah, and you. I remember when you moved. I don't remember exactly when it was, but I do remember hearing that you were moving to LA and that you had moved. And I thought, wow, man, that's awesome. 20-something years ago, it was like, wow, he's going to live the dream. And now you moved in with a liquor store across the street. So I mean, you are living the dream.
Yeah. It was 96 or 97, so I can't remember. But it was a while ago.
Right. So let's talk a little bit about that, since we're on this topic of our history and our past and how we know each other. So you were in version 1 and I was in version 2 of a band. And I know Tim, and I think JT is out there. James is watching out there too. I think I saw one of his messages scroll by. So that was the bass player in the band.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about that, and maybe we can send a shout out to our friend that's watching, and let's tie all this together.
Yes, Mr. Tim Thompson on lead vocal, and guitar as well, right? So, and Paul Squizine. I was introduced to the band, like to audition for the band, from the drummer Steve Murphy at that time. The first version of Ace as well was Steve Murphy. So he's like, hey man, better come in and check this out. And I was like a kid, like the green goblin in the project. Everybody's done things, and I was like still learning how to sing and stuff. It was my first go out of town and play for a week in friggin' Sudbury kind of thing.
Which was a great gig, by the way.
Colson, of course,
man,
right?
Top notch.
Yeah, so good. How convenient that you share the same building as the
I totally know. I lived it, brother. I was there. That's great. And actually, Paul is out there too. Paul's watching. Paul Squizine. He's out there as well. So.
Hey, Paul. The one thing I have to say, it was such a long time ago, and it's one of the, I feel like an old man saying back in my day, because this band, that Aces Wild in particular, we were rehearsing. Tim was the only guy that was from Strathroy, and we were all coming into Strathroy to rehearse. So
at his house, right?
No, even better.
I think I know Sean's house.
John Cini, I remember his name.
Yes.
Yeah. So he finagled John, letting us rehearse in what is called a coach house, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a building that used to house horses, and so in that building is a loft, and you know how you get up there with a friggin' ladder. So. It was like there's no staircase. It's a ladder and a rope, and we're like, it's the funny. Like nobody would do that. Like if you said, "Hey man, you want to be in this band?" When we rehearse, you're gonna lift up here with a rope. But after a gig, we'd play. If we were playing in town or whatever, after the gig, we'd all get in our cars and meet at the coach house and unload our crap. And it was like a rope with a ladder. It's like a. I feel like it was like 1,000 years ago.
Right? And it's funny because John Cini was like a huge supporter of not just Aces Wild 1.0, but even more so with 2.0. I remember the coach house that you're talking about. John had a beautiful home. And I remember being in the coach house making tie-dyed shirts up there. Band shirts. Yep. And because I think John owned a clothing store, if I'm not mistaken. And so we made some. I want to say they were Wildside. Do you remember the band Wildside?
Yeah, I remember the name. I don't know any of them, but
so that was kind of what went. Some of the members from Wildside, myself, James Todd on the bass, went in with Tim when Aces Wild 2.0 formed. Which in my mind is the real Aces Wild. The 1.0 was version 1. Number 2 lasted for 20-something years. And
right, no kidding. Yeah.
No offense, but
you guys put the shit.
Right, so that band, half of the Wildside band sort of went to Aces Wild with Tim.
Right.
Yeah, and
Right.
then at the time the guitar player was in a band called Scepter, and I don't know if you would remember that name at all, but the band was from London in those days. And he was the guitar player, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, Tim was mixing front of house for Wildside and for Scepter using Sean Wade's rig. Do you remember Sean Wade? Yeah, right.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
Rocksteady Productions, right? Love that guy. Rest in peace, Sean.
I know. He's,
Yeah. So if Mary's watching, well, we love you, Mary Wade.
I've been here forever.
Yeah, right. So she's active on Facebook, and she likes all my stuff, and yeah, she's a sweetheart. So Tim was mixing front of house for both bands, and that was sort of how the connection came from Tim. Like, that's how I met Tim. He was the front of house guy for me in my band, and then
He's a pretty talented motherfucker.
absolutely, and he's handsome. He's handsome. Yeah, well,
Sure. Serious.
I mean, look at him right now. He looks awesome. He looks great.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when Wildside and Scepter sort of parted ways, Tim, I like to say, to grabbed the best of the bunch, and away we went. So,
Yeah.
and the rest
it
is
was a
history.
good band. It was a good band for sure.
It was, and like, similarly for me, that was, I joined Aces Wild. So when I joined Wildside, I was actually underage in Canada to play in the bars. I was 17.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then the furthest we went on the road was maybe like Niagara Falls or something like that back in those days, But yeah, it was for me, it was sort of the here now I'm in a band that's writing originals, and we're recording in studios, and like our first thing was a 5-song cassette, but for me that was a great experience, like it was so.
Yeah.
Same thing for you. You find that was the one thing for both of us. I think there was sort of a kick in the ass to say, hey, wow, I kind of really like doing this. I'm going to stick with this.
Yeah. Yeah, it was the first kind of touring thing, and we were mostly at that point. I think we only had like 2 or 3 original stuff, but we were just we're doing covers.
Right. Sure.
It was amazing. It was so fun, and a lot of experiences and stories and stuff. And
Yeah. I love that we have that connection. We have that in common, and here we are. Hate to sound like the old guy, but 20-something years later, and and we're both still rocking out, and we're both still doing it, and I'm super excited about I don't know about what's going to happen with the future of music, but I'm super excited that we're finding ways to stay relevant and stay active in an industry right now that's just having a hell of a time. What's it like in California with live shows and all this stuff right now?
No live shows. I don't really know because I don't go out.
Unless you're playing.
Yeah, sure. Everybody, I have a lot of friends that all they do is play music, and they're like, Shiva! like freaking out. So yeah, not many shows. It's a weird time, man. It's just it's a weirdest. You can't compare it to anything else. So it's just like, okay, let's just
go
have
with
a
the
drink.
flow. Yeah, have a drink, go with the flow. Well, in that case, streamers, take a drink.
What?
Cheers.
Yeah.
For the
Cheers.
record, this is vodka. For the record.
Yeah. Mine's apple juice.
I mean, I usually start the show with these. And I completely forgot. I've been off. I lost my backdrop. I forgot the.
Damn it!
It's only
Damn
episode 6, Dan. This is only episode 6. What the heck?
Come on.
Tanya Fonda says hello from Slovenia.
Slovenia. That
Wow.
picture, I saw you had like a handful of pictures, images of me doing things.
I'm gonna go
And
to
there's-
them right now. Yeah, while you're talking.
Yeah, there's one of me playing guitar, acoustic, with a Led Zeppelin shirt on, and that is in a lobby in Slovenia.
Oh, wow.
And that guitar, I think, is Tanya's son. Ask her.
Wow. Yeah, we'll see what she says. She is commenting in the Facebook chat. So.
Okay, yeah. I'm a songwriter, and I don't normally perform them. I write them, but I don't, play them at the same time unless I'm going to, unless I rehearse the shit out of them. So she was like, "Can you play that one song?" I'm like, "I don't know. Can I?" So somebody snapped a picture, but that was a really fun gig. We were there with Villex and the Drills in Slovenia, and what a country, man! It was cool. It was sponsored by Laško. Beer is made in Slovenia, and the town's called Laško, and it was a big festival, and it was like it's exactly what you would imagine it to be.
That's cool. What a cool opportunity, huh?
Oh, it was amazing. It was so fun. But that was a good time.
Oh yeah.
Slovenia.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, thanks to Tanya, for checking in, and Barb is checking in from Twitch. Hi, Barb. Thank you. Tanya, I hope I'm saying it right. I hate that kind of stuff. Is it Tanya or Tanya? Do you know?
I say Tanya.
Okay, I guess. Okay, let's go Tanya. Then if I'm wrong, it's Dan's fault. Wait.
Yeah.
I'm always late with the laugh track. I go to hit it, and I'm just always late. I'll get it. I'm working on this stuff.
Right.
Kevin, you met Kevin. Actually, Dan and I got a chance to talk yesterday a little bit on the phone. I was at the studio working on some stuff, and it was nice. We got a chance to talk, and it was probably the first time in a bazillion years that we actually kind of chatted. And Kevin, you got to meet Kevin, our producer, head of dude, main man, sexy mofo. He says that you have a dope ass shirt on, Dan.
This.
He likes your dope ass shirt.
All right. Yeah, I like dope ass. Yeah.
What's funny is just before we went live, you were literally sniffing your armpits, and then you said, "I think I should change my shirt."
Yeah,
you did.
Yeah, I need to go back and return that shirt because it doesn't say to wash it, but it was stinking. So I'm going to return it, complaining, saying like, "Why did you sell me a smelly shirt?
Yes.
I've had it on for a week and it still stinks."
I feel like this is like the perfect time to go into a particular video based on what you just said, and it's not in order. I'm moving to number 4. I'm moving to number 3 now. Based on what you just said, I think that's a perfect segue. So why don't you tell us about your shirt problem? Let's hear about that, right. And then you can tell us about the video that we're going to play next.
Okay, so yeah, the shirt was stinking. I don't know how it happened. I had it on for a week, and it's stink. It's like I just blamed the company that made it. I don't know. So yeah, I'll go back to the store and say I want my money back. Yeah. So coincidentally, that's probably. I think that's the name of the next tune.
I think we should play I Want My Money Back.
Yeah.
Dan wants his money back for his shirt, people.
This one's good.
All right, check it out, you guys. This is a great... Who's playing drums in this song? I should know this.
Oh. I Want My Money Back. Oh, this is this song we did...
I should know this.
Yeah, well, you know.
I know, it's terrible.
He's a fellow Canadian, a brother from another mother, Mr. Brent Fitz.
Ah, right. What's the matter with me?
We cracked this tune in Vegas at Kevin Turco's studio. It was, all the drill stuff is always live off the floor. To the non-musicians, that means we all play at the same time with a novelty. And we track it. And then once we track it and everybody's like, is that cool? Cool. We're done. Right. But even Kevin was like, man, I never get to track. Every studio that we go into, they're always like, I never get to track bands live off the floor anymore. That's so crazy. It's so
right. It's so unnormal now.
Yeah. And it's always like with the drills, Philix and the drills, it's like Phil and I will kind of go over it, even just over the phone. Like, and I never know where he is. Like, hey, dude, wait, can we rehearse this thing? And like, he's in like Israel or something.
He's kind of a busy guy, huh?
A little bit, yeah. So a little bit. So when we get to the studio is when we're like, oh, this is the first time the 3 guys are there, and it's kind of purposely like that because there's a lot of live stuff that you don't get when you're just sitting. This is my little home studio.
Right.
I could work out one little part for weeks, but there's a magic that happens when people are interacting musically.
100%.
So that's what we like to get. That's a purpose. That's purposely done like.
That's great.
So
no, you're absolutely right for sure. It can take away some of the, for lack of a better term, the sterileness of it. Sometimes that'll come along with, not tracking in a room together. That depends on the artist and the bands and the musicians and all that. But yeah, I get what you're saying for sure. It's got its charms.
The tune is always like mostly written. but there's never any drums on it when we present it to a drummer saying, do you want to play on this song? There's give them 2 or 3 and go check it out. So, because we want the drums to come from the drummer.
Sure,
right?
That's great, yeah.
Yeah, so
Love it.
that's why that sounds like that.
Yeah, and that's great. So I'm looking forward to the phone call when you guys need some drum tracks done. You can just give me a call.
Yeah.
Call me.
What's up? Dan?
All right, well, here it is. Dan wants his shirt money back. Here it is. Phil X and the Drills. Check it out.
$14.95.
It went from way, way better to way, way worse. From a hot air balloon ride to wishing I was in a hearse. From a super killer to super dead. From a cheap trick shot to right said Fred. Went from a velvet glove to a baseball mitt. From sweet and salty to tasting just like shit. I want my money back. I want my money back. I want my money. Every cent I spent. I want my money back. It went from peaches and cream to mold in the fridge. From a yellow brick road to a broken down bridge. From dog-like loyalty to complete distrust. From a perfect smile to a sneer of disgust. From a night in heaven to a night in the rust. From sweet, sweet kisses to a kick in the nuts. I want my money back. I want my money back. I want my money. Every cent I spent. I want my money back. I want my money. Every debt I regret. I want my money back. I want my money.
Oh, yeah. Great song. That's a great tune. Dan wants his shirt money back. So a couple of comments in there. Cinnamon Sugar, that is Melanie and her mom Cynthia. They like that song a lot. Philip Petrona, what's up, Dan? Checking in from Facebook.
He's in Detroit as well.
He's in Detroit. Yeah, another Detroit fella. Awesome. Welcome. Awesome.
Hey, Phil.
And Kevin was commenting about your shirt. He says that he likes hot rods, for one. So he's explaining
All right.
why. And then the other thing he's saying about the song is so good. So he likes this stuff too. So Awesome. I want to make sure I'm not missing. Oh, so I had Ray Solomon with me on the show from a band called Age of Wolves. They're out of Windsor. And what I like to try to do on the show is, as I talked to you yesterday a little bit about, I like to try to do a band from the United States one week and then a band from Canada the next week, back and forth. Last week I had Sarah Smith on the show from London. She's actually moving out west. She's moving to British Columbia. So, but she'd still be on that side of the water, so I can reach back over there again if I need to.
What a voice on her, man. So
Yeah,
talented.
she's great. Yeah, great songwriter. I love that Kevin had actually asked what her number one influence is, and when I heard her say who it was, it made a lot of sense. Bryan Adams is one of her number one vocal and songwriters, so it makes a lot of sense because she writes songs like that, and she sings from the gut, So
Yeah.
it's great. Yeah.
Cuts like it.
So my friend Ray Solomon, I had him on from Age of Wolves. He was I want to say my third episode, I think. And he just commented in the chat that apparently he was the only guest that I didn't have a drink with. So I feel bad now.
Oh! Yeah.
So cheers to Ray, Dan, all the way from LA, man, or from Burbank. Let's give a cheers to my buddy Ray. We'll give it to him double good. For the record, Ray, I'm drinking water. So I mean,
And I'm drinking apple juice.
yeah, that's what it is. Awesome. Well, that's a great tune. Want my money back. Great fun video. You were talking to me a little bit during the video about a little story about that. So the first thing you said was, "Oh, I forgot that we filmed some of this in Calgary." So why don't you tell me what's going on with that?
Yeah, watching the video, I was like, "Oh, right." The live shots are we did at a show in Calgary during our show, and I don't know, just Phil always cracks me up because he's the guy that can get away with most things that most people can't. He just cracks me up. He's like, "Okay, man, here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna film this video. It's gonna be great, And so we just piped the audio of the original track through the PA, and we did it like maybe 3 times because there's definitely like that footage of him walking to the audience singing with it. It's all iPhone stuff too, which is
cool.
funny.
Right.
Yeah. So we just played along to the track, and it's a good sounding room. So everybody's like, "No, that sounded like a real thing." And then we're all the players that played on that tune.
Right.
So we got it down.
You know it.
So it looked like we were playing. People were like, "No, you guys are playing. You guys are freaking playing, weren't you?" So that was pretty funny.
For sure.
Yeah. We've got a couple videos like that where, Phil was like, let's hear the audience, and they'll like yell, and he's like, "That sucked. Come on, let's hear it again." He's like, but he can only get away with that stuff.
Right. I've never met Phil actually, and I'm surprised that it seems like there's a lot of common ground. I know he moved there a year or so before you did, and I guess
That's a year after.
A year after you did. Oh.
Yeah.
And I think we're similar in age, so I'm surprised over the years we just somehow didn't cross. But you never really met him either, right? Like, because he lived in this area, like in the Toronto area or something, right?
Yeah, I've always, being a musician, I heard about him because he's played on everybody's record and all that kind of stuff. And I was doing a record at Metalworks at that time, 24 years ago, maybe now.
And that was Gil Moore's studio, right?
Yeah, still is. He still has that place. Yeah.
Awesome. That's the drummer for Triumph, for the people that don't know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I have a Triumph story that we can get to.
Cool. Awesome.
We needed a solo, and our engineer, Noel Golden, he's producing. He was producing the project. Noel said, "Hey, why don't we get Phil to play on this tune?" Because he's just he was kind of like a fixture of the studio. Like,
right,
he just,
right.
he's that's what he is now. Like, it's like,
true.
You know what I mean? It's just like anybody.
They pretty much did a documentary about it.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah. So but I wasn't there that day that he played the solos, like, because that's in Mississauga, and I was still living in Sarnia, because that's where I grew up.
That's right. You were in Sarnia. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Well, I never grew up. I just became
That's where
older.
you lived as you got bigger.
Yeah, I got bigger. Yeah, because I'm a musician. I never grew up. But yeah, Phil wasn't there that day. I mean, I wasn't there the day that Phil did that solo. So,
Right.
but we had a mutual friend, my friend Erwin, which was the singer of that band that we were doing in Metalworks. So when Erwin and I dissolved that band, then we moved to LA, and then a year or maybe less than a year, Phil came to LA, and Erwin's like, "Hey man, Phil's in LA." So, and then he was already doing a show at the Roxy or something, and we went to see him, and then we just became buds and started playing together.
That's great. Yeah, I was kind of wondering about that because I know for myself, I don't think I ever met him or even for that matter heard of him in those days. You know, like pre you guys kind of moving out to the California area. Yeah, so it's just you know, it's a small world. So you think sometimes, you know, especially in Ontario, you know, we're a pretty close knit group of, you know, musicians from our generation. So
For sure.
yeah. So, but I mean, we were talking about Darren Smith the other day from Harum Scarum, and I thought for sure you would have met him somewhere down the line, and you didn't really know who he was. So it's not surprising that, you know, it is still a pretty big country. So I think I lost Dan. Hold on, I got a fix for this. We've been working on this. This has happened a couple times. Let me hold on. Let me get off that for a minute. Yeah, this has happened a couple times to us, and all I have to do is kind of get back over to Dan, and he gets back on the cam just like this. I hope. Let me see what's happening. Yeah.
Hey, there you are.
There he is. Just like that, all of a sudden you were gone. And I said, that's okay, we got this, we'll get it.
The last thing I heard was, but.
And now I don't even remember what the hell I was saying, so it doesn't matter. I think
Probably amazing.
yeah, it was incredible. All the viewers loved it, right? Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about that. So you met Phil in LA, and did you guys like sort of start jamming together, or did you just kind of like cross paths and then it sort of happened into a band?
Oh no! Well, since we had the mutual friend, my one of my best buddies, Erwin Herseg, he's from Brampton, and Paul's Cuisine. Erwin and I myself were in a band together. That was the Freak Show band.
Right.
So Erwin and I were living here, so we, you know, I met him through Erwin, and then what was I doing? I was in a project. Erwin and I were doing a project, and then Phil had called. He's like, "Hey man, I know you're busy, but can you play bass for this thing?" He had a band with his ex-wife Powder. His ex-wife. The band was called Powder.
Right.
So I was like, "Yeah, okay. Well, I'll play in this." Oh no, actually, at that time it was called Rhino Party. Yeah. So yeah, I started playing in that, and then I got a little busy with the project that Erwin and I were in. So, you know, but we kept in contact, and there's a chemistry that we have for sure. That's like undeniable. That you know, when you have that as a musician, you go, oh, when you play with a lot of people, you know who you don't have chemistry with.
Right. Yeah. I agree.
And now you also know that when you click, you click. So There's definitely like a musical bond, and you know, he's my brother. Like he's a buddy. Like I was excited when he got the Bon Jovi gig.
That's fantastic.
It has to do with me because he deserves to be on. You know, he deserves to be playing Wembley Stadium. Right.
Yeah, and I know I've seen some pictures of him with Jovi in Wembley, and it's like, yeah, that's, you know, that you're sitting right where you need to be.
Yeah,
you know,
the day that he was playing, I think, what is it, a 9-hour difference from LA? But I'm like texting him, dude, you're playing Wembley tonight.
Right? He must have just been over the moon.
He's like, I know, fuck, it's crazy, but it's like, that's where he should be, you know. That's pretty good.
And it's fun. Yeah, right. And you know, I think honestly, like, yeah, he's a badass guitar player. He's a great singer, but his attitude is great. Yeah. And I think, you know, and you know it, and I know it. Playing in a band, you can be the best player in the world. If your attitude sucks, I don't want to play with you. I don't want to be in a band with you. I don't want to be around you. So he comes off with like such a great energy. And you can't help but like love the guy because he's like, you know, he's just got like you come off with a great Sarah Smith was the same way. Just this great vibrant energy that no matter how good you are, if you don't have that, that's half of it for me, you know? Yeah. So
well, you're not being present if you're not like, you know, and present.
Absolutely.
is the most important part about being a musician.
100%.
On stage or off stage, because you're like, having a good attitude is a bonus, but it's definitely, he's the, I think John quickly named him the professor of positivity on the
That makes sense. That makes a ton of sense. I love that.
He's so positive, and he's got a great work ethic. So you just like, all right, this is happening, and he just knows how to deal with any situation. Like he grew up with his dad at a bar, and he would run a jam night, and he's like, he could play anything. The guy,
That's great.
I think he's from like another planet, really, because we jam something, and I'm like, he's jamming it, and it sounds incredible. Like, how do you? He goes, "Oh, I learned this when I was like, 12 or something." And I'm like, "How do you remember all that?" Like, he has a good note relation memory. He's like, "Oh, I know it goes here and here." It's like, I just go, "Shut up!" Like,
right. So Kevin over in the chat, he says it's Canadians. So
that's what it is. Yeah.
We were talking about this yesterday, and
Yeah,
I don't want to.
sure.
I don't want to say anything, but we were talking about this a little bit yesterday, and he might be right. Let's.
think he's right.
and Phil in Detroit, for one, he said Detroit Rock City, which of course, absolutely. And then he also said, if you have not seen Dan and Phil play together live, you need to. One of the best live shows ever.
Thank you.
Cool.
Yeah. Phil
That's great.
Phil Petrona came to a show in, it was Mississauga or somewhere in Toronto. When I'm in Toronto, I'm not sure if I'm in a suburb or what. I don't know. It's there's a suburb of Toronto. So he came to a show. He started shooting the shit. So, and we talk regularly all the time. He's like a super good guy.
That's
so
cool.
so listen to him.
Yeah, he knows what he's talking about. I wanted to mention you had talked about Phil being in Wembley Stadium, and you were talking to him, and it's like, oh my gosh, and he's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe, so this like sort of epiphany, or like this turning point, this moment, this gigungous moment in your life. I wanted to talk about this a little bit because we were talking about this yesterday, and what you were saying about Phil's sort of reaction to being there is the same thing that I felt.
Oh, right.
When we played at the Whiskey for my first time ever playing at the Whiskey at Go-Go, man, it was like, I mean, it's not Wembley Stadium, but what a great, and this is in your neck of the woods,
Yeah, there's like little landmarks. I think every musician has subconsciously or
Bucket
whatever.
list.
Yeah, it's like little. That's cool because every time I ever go to the Whiskey, I'm like Led Zeppelin played here.
Right, the Doors.
Right. Which reminds me, I had a package. I love Amazon so much; they notify you when you get a package,
Right.
And it just. So I wanted to share it with the internet.
Oh, nice. So we're gonna do an unboxing video here.
I'm gonna open it right now.
Phil says it's at the Odeum.
Huh?
Odeum.
Oh, right, exactly. In the Etobicoke, right?
In Etobicoke. There you go. And Kevin's making fun of us saying a boot.
About so here's what I got.
What do you got? I'm excited.
I ordered this yesterday.
Ooh, hello. Oh my gosh. Here.
It's a Jimmy Page book.
Wow. Hold on.
But
I'm gonna go back up again for a sec. Yeah. Nice. Wow, that's sharp, huh? Sweet.
yeah, well the corners are sharp. Ow.
I mean, yeah, like be careful. That's what I meant.
It matches my other book.
How to play bass. What? Oh,
what?
Led Zeppelin.
I don't have that book. I still gotta get that one. I gotta get that one. But
That's great.
Can you tell us about Zeppelin?
Right?
Just the best. Yeah. So I was very excited and we were also talking about how scary it is that you can order something from Amazon and it shows up that day or the next morning. Like that's so freaking weird to me.
And I'll pay for it now. Ding dong.
Yeah.
What the hell was that?
Yeah, that's scary as shit.
It's great, but it's scary. Yes, technology is wonderful and really scary.
Yeah.
But that's
Well,
awesome.
so-
That's a great.
as long
That's a
as
great.
Yeah. As long as the technology lasts to the show.
Right. So far, so good. Honestly, I've been trying to do as much as I can to get things. This is episode 6, so it takes some understanding and some time, and literally it's been a process of elimination, and it's been okay, well, they were doing that and I was okay, so that was this, and so Dan goes off to okay, all right, so it's literally a work in progress, but it's coming together. It's getting there. I have a laugh track. It's important.
Yeah.
No, you can't hear it on your end, but trust me, they're laughing right now.
Yeah. Man.
All right, well, let's get to this next song. I want to play a video now, a Phil X and the Drills video. You already know what we're going to play, so why don't you go ahead and tell us a little something about this video, because this is this was the one that I was playing during sort of the Who's On Next Week stuff, my little advertisement. So this is a cool video. This is like a fan video, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
This is awesome. And
Right?
this is all Phil's brainchild. Like, I see half of it go, what's happening? That's cool. Like, it's, it's called Right on the Money. We only, I don't know why. And also, again, it's Brent Fitz. So Brent insists on only playing on songs that have the word money in the title, apparently.
I mean, that's not a bad way to go.
Yeah. It's a beauty way to go.
It's a beauty way to go. Take off, eh? All right, well, here it is, my friends. This is, let's see, Right on the Money, Phil X and the Drills. Check it out.
Punch a clock and working late. The second-hand seals my fate, and I'm right on the Monday. Put me in the driver's seat. Burning up, I feel the heat.
Yeah, great song, right on the money. Phil X and the Drill is on the show with me tonight. Daniel Spree, having a nice conversation. Hope you all are doing well so far. I just wanted to talk a couple minutes with you about what's going on coming up on next week's show. I've had an exciting show next week. It's going to be something totally different, different than what I've been doing so far. So let me show you what is on next week. So next week I will have Wes Nile on the show. A little story about that. We will be from the studio live recording some vocal tracks to the song that you're hearing right now. So it's going to be exciting. We have the artist coming in. I'm not quite sure where he's coming from. His name is Dave, and he will be joining us coming into the studio, and we're going to do some live tracking, and we're going to do it on the show next week. So tune in for that. We're going to this is actually me playing the drums on this track, so I'll be looking forward to doing the vocals on it later. So Wes Nile in the studio, Sound Shop Studio, live tracking next week. Yeah, I'm excited for that one. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'll be in the studio live, and we're going to do some real tracking, some real live tracking. But in the meantime, tonight on the show, let's get back to it. Daniel Spree from Phil X and the Drills, thank you for being with me, my friend. It's great to have you on the show.
How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Everything is going great so far. Everything is working. All systems go right on the money. That's a great song, and I love that. That's a fan video. Is that right? They did. So the fans put that together.
No, Mr. Phil made that happen. He just reached out to all those fans, and they submitted. Yeah.
I see.
And our boy Philip Patron is in that video.
Oh, he is? Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, those are people all over the world, man, and they just submitted videos, and he put it together. It's like it's cool as hell.
It's super cool. I'm going to go back to it for 1 second. Who are the two kids in the beginning? I think there's two kids. Do you know? Right on the money, or whatever. It's really cute.
I think it's Phil's son and daughter. I think.
That's cool. I'm just going to go to that for a quick second. We can hear that one more time because it's really cute. It's a great way to start. And then I'll come back to us.
Yeah, I think it's Scarlett or Xavier.
It's great. Where there? No, that's not it. There it is. Where did it go? I moved it. I'm all messed up now, Dan. There it is. I moved it. There it is. I think it's great. It's really good. They're like, right on the money. They're like screaming it out.
Yeah. I have a hard time remembering like who they, because we did all these tunes like kind of a while ago. Like we did that songs from. Wait, is that volume 2? I don't even know now. I'm like,
right. Well, you guys, let's talk. You guys kind of did 2 albums all at once, right? All the tracking and the work to the volume 1 and 2.
Well, volume 1 and 2 and a little bit more. We just did because it's a guest drummer per song.
Right. Right.
So we that's kind of what took a long time to do because we had to schedule all these drummers' schedules.
Right.
So we'd also want to record it in a studio to do it live off the floor, and we filmed it like use maybe as a documentary later, but we have all the footage of that stuff.
Right,
so,
right. Awesome.
Yeah, we would. Yeah, say we book a studio for 2 days. We're like, okay, well, this guy and this guy and this guy could come, and this, that kind of thing. So it was a while ago we recorded that stuff. I have a hard some of the tunes. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that tune. We're
Right.
all at the same time, and we just kind of pick what songs we want to put on volume 1 and what songs are volume 2 and that kind of stuff. So
That's great. That's a great way to get it done too. And I love the fact that you guys have just kind of brought in an assortment of drummers and just, that's really cool. It's an interesting spin. It's an interesting take, on things, and you get a different perspective from each person and their input. They can interject whatever they sort of want. It's kind of a neat way to do that.
Yeah, it kind of happened a little bit as an accident, but we just ran with it and it worked out great. And it's just so, me being a bass player, it was the best thing ever. Because all the drummers are badass.
Right, right, yeah.
They're the big heavies.
Awesome.
Just crazy big time dude. So it was fun.
That's great. So I want to get into our next video. This would be our second video. Is that correct now that I'm back on track? Does that look right on your paper? Back to number 2?
Oh, the second one. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, we have to go back up to that one because we played the third one already. So let's move to the second video. Why don't you tell me a little bit about this song in the video?
This is the surfer James Bond spaghetti western whatever. The drummer that drums in this is Taylor Hawkins from Foo Fighters.
Fantastic.
Super cool guy. We recorded at Grandmaster Studios in Hollywood.
Nice.
And we really worked the part out. That's what was cool about playing with all these guys live off the floor, because we just left all the drum duties to the guy that's hitting the drum. So
sure.
A lot of times, and they're all, they've been doing this they're successful at. They're the best at what they do.
I mean, it's Taylor Hawkins of the Foo Fighters, right? You want to let him just do what he wants to do on the drum kit.
Well, it was amazing because we feel like we're in a band with each drummer that we're in with that session. So
right.
And everybody has ideas, and everybody's like, okay, well, let's change this, or so. That's what we wanted to rely on is where's this going to go when we all it's like having a dinner at one table instead of everybody eating separately,
Right.
So
absolutely.
Conversation going to happen. So the conversation that happened was things changed and evolved and was better. We remember rehearsing this, going through this. We get our tones in the studio and we're sitting there in the cans, and all the live footage in that video is from the take that you're hearing. So
awesome.
It's just cool. It's just it's the best way to record.
Yeah, right. That's fantastic, and what a big heavy hitter right here. I mean, all these guys. It's great. Awesome. All right, well, let's get to the song. This is Too Much for My Own Good. Phil X and the Drills, Taylor Hawkins, special guest drummer, I guess we'll say. Check it out.
Yeah.
Baby, it takes an inch. Baby, it takes a mile. Under my umbrella, I protect her for a while. She devils from below, angels from above. Nothing's gonna stop that train. Destination love. 'Cause I can't just a little too much. And I give up a little too much. And I round my heart just a little too much. Too much for my own good. Baby gets a lost, always wanting more. Sometimes when my phone rings, I just have to press ignore. Ladies in my bed, ladies at my door. At the end of the day, I just want someone I like to go to the movies with. You know I can't just a little too much. And I give up a little too much. And I round my heart just a little too much. Too much for my own good.
great song right there. Yes, sir. That's cool, man. Taylor Hawkins banging it out. Phil is just a shredding the shit out of that guitar. And you, man, killing it with all the backing vocals and holding down the fort. You had some big shoes to fill that day, my friend.
It was fun. I forgot. I just watching that video again. I forgot that there's 4 other backup singers to add some more, flavors and colors to the thing.
I was gonna get to that. Who are these people singing in the background? I think I see you in there at one point. I thought, but I guess not, huh?
Well, there's a live. We actually did a live. We did the same thing as we did in Calgary, where we shut off our instruments and played to the PA, and that was in Kitchener or somewhere. It was somewhere. It was in Canada
Awesome.
once again. But in the studio, it's I was there for half the session. I had a show in another band in Vegas, and then I came in, and when I come, I'm like, "What's happening?" Bill, all these singers. The 4 guys that he chose was Matt Starr, drummer for Mr. Big.
Right.
He's a great singer, great drummer. Joe Lester plays bass in Atomic Punks in a band called California. Good buddy. And
Awesome.
I'm his sub in Atomic Punks.
Yes, and I want to talk to you about that too. I don't want to forget. So yeah, but yeah.
Right. So those 2, Steve Ferlazzo, keyboard player extravaganza guy. He's that guy wears 20 hats. Super talented guy. He's Avril Lavigne's keyboard player at MD. And he runs a jam night in LA called Lucky Strike, Soundcheck Live.
Cool. Is
and
it
then
at
the-
Lucky Strike?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have a story
he's the
about
guy.
that I want to talk to you about.
All right, good. And then the fourth singer in that group is Mark Torian from Bullet Boys.
Right. Awesome.
So-
I didn't even realize.
Oh, he has black hair. It's in the video, but I can hear him. I'm like, "There's Mark." It sounds awesome, so
That's
killer.
cool.
So I don't know how or why they were named. I don't know, Phil. I gotta ask Phil. But somehow during that session, they were called. They were named the More Scoopioles.
Oh, nice.
I assume it was because there need to be more scooping. I don't know, but
that
it's. Yeah, they're the More Scoopioles. Those
good.
4. Yeah.
And then you had some horn players in there too. I saw in the video.
Yeah, that was a quick thing. I don't know. I've seen a couple of them in some jams and stuff, but I'm not. That horn. I don't know the name, so I can't give
Sure.
them
No.
credit.
Fair enough. For sure. It's one of those things that Phil prearranged.
But here's the genius of Phil. He had it all worked out. It was 3 people, 1 girl and 2 guys, and they came in. And Phil's like, "This is gonna be 20 minutes." That was at 606 Studios. The horn we recorded that at the horn section of the 606 David Grohl studio.
Right.
And Phil's like, "This is gonna be 20 minutes. We're gonna be in and out. It's gonna be great." And then one of the horn players like, "There's no way this is gonna be 20 minutes. It's never 20 minutes." And I think it was 19 and a half minutes. It was perfect. He's like, "Hey, there, do this. This is the part where that, but done." And we're like, it was genius, and that's it was so quick. And they were like, "I can't believe." Yeah, when it's worked out, when you know what you're doing, you know what you want. You also don't know, what you don't want. So
Yeah, and then you have players that can give you that too. That's a whole other thing. You may know what you want in your head, but the players can either give it to you or not. So
yeah,
and
That's
it's a
what
great
I've learned.
song.
That's what I've learned is what's a good player, how to interpret what the artist is trying to tell you. Because
Absolutely.
an artist is like, "Oh, I kind of want to like this, but I kind of it's not you're honing your craft, not your your communication ways
Absolutely.
of your idea."
It's important to write every part for the song, no matter what even if it's even the triangle,
Yeah,
the
right,
vibra
exactly.
slap, whatever it is. So I want to head over to the chat for a second. My buddy Jinx, he's been tuning in every single week, watching from the very beginning. Thank you for being here, my friend. I also wanted to talk a little bit about we were talking about the Atomic Punks. So Elsie Binks has played at the Whiskey A Go Go. I think Kevin put in the chat that it was Lucky Strike, but I believe it was the Whiskey A Go Go that Elsie Binks played with the Atomic Punks. And I don't know if you were actually in that show because I wasn't in the band yet. This was like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I guess. And they literally drove cross country, got to the Whiskey, played a show, turned around, drove right back.
Wow,
Crazy.
that's quite the one-nighter.
Right, quite the one-nighter, right. But the Atomic Punks were on the bill, I believe, as the headliners, I'm assuming.
Probably.
And I don't know if you were actually in the band at that time, but I know, when they mentioned that, I was like, I know the bass player. I know the bass player in this band. I wonder if he was, because I knew you were like the fill-in guy in the Atomic Punks.
Yeah, I subbed for Joe. So I'm not in the band, but I subbed for Joe, and I think I've been subbing for him for maybe I don't know 4 or 5 years. I'm not sure.
It could have been whether he was there or not. But either way, I thought it was kind of neat to hear that they had played with a band that I kind of assumed you were in, at the time. And that was neat. And then to talk about the Lucky Strike a little bit, that same weekend we had gone out on tour for a couple of weeks across the U.S. and we worked our way, all the way to L.A. and back, and we hit all the stops along the way, and when we got to L.A., we played. I think the first show was at the Whiskey, and this is now when I was in the band, and this is just a couple of years ago now. And the first stop was at the Whiskey, and then we had another show somewhere, I forget where it was. But then we also did a show at the Lucky Strike in Hollywood.
Right.
And this was a couple of years ago. They had a tribute, I guess it was, or a tribute show for Nick Menza, who was the drummer for Megadeth.
Megadeth, right.
And Kevin our Kevin, he's like their old high school friends. They've known each other for years, and Kevin was out on tour with Megadeth for a while, and unfortunately, Nick passed away on playing the drums at a show, not for Megadeth, but for a different band he was in at the time. And through the connection of Kevin, we were blessed and lucky to be asked to be part of the show at Lucky Strike for the Nick Menza benefit. I feel like you have frozen. Yeah, let's redial. There he comes. He's coming. And he's going to say, I didn't hear a damn word you said. There he is. So you didn't hear a damn word I said, did you?
I heard Kevin from your band, something freeze.
So he was best friends with Nick Menza from the Megadeth from in high school, and he was out on tour with Megadeth for a long time. Kev's got a hell of a resume. He's been around. His first tour was like Tiny Tim, so really wild. Yeah, really cool. But anyway, we were really lucky and blessed and fortunate through his connection with Nick to be asked to play on this benefit at Lucky Strike for Nick, and it was quite the experience. For me personally, it was quite the experience because here I was in Los Angeles. I've never been to Hollywood. I never really played in Hollywood, and now I'm playing the Whiskey, and then I'm doing a tribute for Nick Menza, and it was just like it was awesome. And they had a lot of his he's quite the artist, and he's done a lot of things, and they had a lot of his artwork and these Megadeth kick drums and this black leather jacket that had Megadeth on the back. It was all his stuff, and they were auctioning it off to try to raise money for his family and that kind of thing. So. It was so awesome to be a part of that. I actually met his son, Nick Jr. It was like wow, it was a really and it was kind of a who's who, because there was a couple of ex Megadeth guitar players that were there playing in different things, and it just was really an awesome experience. So I wanted to kind of talk about that a little bit when you brought up Lucky Strike. So he does like a jam from Lucky Strike. Is that what it is?
Well, it's called a jam. It's very organized because of Steve. I've done it a handful of times, and it's really there's really no scene these days in LA, So the Whiskey thing and the Lucky Strike thing are the scene. It's like if you want to go see it, well, now, right. Excluding 2020, because nothing. The screen going blank. But. No, it's.
I can do that,
Huh?
I can do that. I can make the screen go blank,
Oh yeah, just sometimes, like 2020.
Sometimes it happens when I don't even mean it.
Right. No, the jams are like Steve. Well, talking about the Lucky Strike one, he'll put together he's going to figure out what the night's going to be, and then he'll reach out to his peeps, or like, hey, do you want to play? I'll get a text, hey, I'm doing this thing. Do you want to play that night? I'm like, cool, sure. What do you want? Like, how many tunes? Or like, here's the song I have. Do you want to play this tune? Kind of thing. So I'm like, all right. And you usually get a couple days or a week or whatever to figure it out. There's never a rehearsal. So there's it's pretty awesome because you really got to be on your toes. It's the best. Yeah, like I remember Phil was like, hey man, you want to play tonight at Lucky Strike with Nuno? I'm like,
oh yeah.
All right. I'm like, what?
It's like, yes, I do.
Yeah, we played Creep by Radiohead. The Radiohead cover Creep, and Nuno played guitar obviously and sang it, and then Phil was the second guitar player. So, but it was like I met Nuno on stage, like going to my amp, turning it on. Hey man, how you doing? Like,
hey, let's jam.
Yeah, but it's like everybody's, you cannot suck.
No.
Ever since YouTube came out, that was really the separate the boys from the man kind of thing, or the players, because you can't have a bad night because you're going to see it 20 minutes later or 5 minutes later going, oh, hey, look at that thing you did. You suck.
Right.
So you just got to know your shit.
You're absolutely right. That's a great point because for LC Binks, I know on our side of things, we encourage people to do that. We want, pull your devices out. Take some video, let it rip. We share it on the socials, put it out there.
Yeah.
We're not going to suck. We're going to do good. We're okay with it. We're human. We might make a mistake, whatever. You're human, but I'm all for that. Like people get upset about having the phones out at concerts. I would have a problem with it if it's in my face and it's blocking my view, the guy in front of me, or something like that. Then okay, but other than that, from a perspective from being on the stage. Let it rip, man. It's like that's like the new cigarette lighter now. You know what I mean? A concert.
Oh yeah.
So
one of the craziest things that happened at a night that Phil and I were playing, or we were going to play at the Lucky Strike. It was the night that they were going to put together the Eat 'Em and Smile David Lee Roth band. So it was Billy Sheehan, Greg Bissonette, Steve Vai, and David Lee Roth. And so we were gonna I had to mention too. Also, like when you get to the venue, the night you're playing, there's a set list in the dressing room, and it's like, okay, your song is this. This is who's playing on it. Like I'll meet the people that's gonna be playing on the song, like in the dressing room. Hey, you're playing. So we're looking at the thing, going, oh, cool. We're gonna play David Lee Roth's "Eat 'Em and Smile" band's gonna play 3 tunes, and then Phil and I were supposed to play after that. So we're like. It's like we're excited as shit because that Eat 'Em and Smile record is like for a minute there, that was my Bible record. I'm like, I cannot believe this is going to happen.
Billy Sheehan, holy crap!
He's amazing. Right. Yeah, he's insane. So what happened? Long story short, it was over capacity. While I walked up to the venue, I was like, holy shit! There's like news teams on the sidewalk. It was nuts. What to do? So nothing happened because they had to clear out. There was like a fire code thing because it was way, way over capacity.
Sure.
It was like, it was nuts. It was crazy, but I really would have loved to have seen that. I was like freaking out about that.
That's amazing. So Brian Geller?
Brian Geller?
Does that ring a bell, Brian Geller?
I know him.
Okay, well, he has a question he wants me to ask you about. I don't know if you're going to like it or not, but he wants to know. He said to me, ask him about the sausage jumpsuit with punks. with the punks. He wants to know about the sausage jumpsuit with the Atomic Punks. I want to know about this too.
Okay. Well, what you should know is Brian Geller is the David Lee Roth of Atomic Punks. And he is incredible, dude.
That's awesome.
He's an incredible singer and a front man and a showman. And when I'm sitting there, when I get the opportunity to play with the band, I feel like I'm playing with Van Halen because they've been doing this for so long that I'm watching going, I feel like they're like a train, a freight train, and you're just kind of like joining in.
Right.
So when I play with them, Brian introduces me. like I got the gig because I fit in the sausage. So I wear Michael Anthony's. I don't know what that was, 81 or 2 or something at that. I forget what tour that was, but it's like it's a flight suit.
I think it's like Van Halen. It's the second album, I think. Van Halen
Right.
2,
Okay. So,
I think.
So I went down the street to a friggin' Army surplus store and bought they have like tons. They have flight suits. Like, this is exactly the same suit. That's all Michael Anthony did, or somebody.
Right.
So and it's a no-brainer because I'm like, oh, I love it because boxers. It's like, it's like nothing. Like, but the one weird thing is the pockets are designed to be sitting in a jet. So
right.
They're not here. They're right here. So when I'm on stage and I have like an earplug or a pick or something, I have to use a pick for one song.
Right.
And I'm like, I gotta find the pick, and it's like, oh, whatever. So you shut up, Brian Geller.
He doesn't like that. That's great. Well, welcome, Brian. I'm glad that you're able to tune in, and thanks for the question. It's nice to hear these funny stories, man. I'll tell you that. That's kind of what this is all about, I think, Dan. Is that the opportunity to sort of be interactive with the guests and the artists and musicians. I think it's really great to be able to get stories like that you and I never would have probably talked about a sausage jumpsuit if Brian didn't jump into the stream. So,
well, the thing about the Atomic Punks is like we. A couple years now ago, I was able to sub because Joe had something to do. He also tour manages for Steel Panther. He's a great photographer and all that. So when he's busy, I get the gig. So we did the Monsters of Rock cruise ship thing, and it went to Haiti. It went to was it Bora Bora? I went to Haiti. So they're warning me, going, well, we kind of have a disadvantage out of all these bands because everybody knows every song we're going to play. So it's
right.
Be ready for it to kick ass, and it did. It was incredible. We had 2 shows, one on the island of Haiti, and I went out an hour before to look out like where we're going to play, and I'm like at this kind of junky little concrete stage, and I thought it was going to suck, but like 1 hour later. Thousands of people from the boat were just sitting there just drinking in the middle of the day on an island listening to Van Halen. And I was like, this is the best thing ever.
Day drinking to Van Halen alone is awesome, let alone in like the tropical. So
right. Yeah. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool, man. Good stuff. I love that. I was wondering if Brian, obviously he would have been in the band when Elsie Binks played in at the Whiskey with them. I'm wondering if he might have remembered the name or the band Elsie Binks. So that's cool. That's cool to hear that stuff. That's really neat. Okay.
He's been in over 10, I think.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. You never know. So if I had my lake scene behind me, I could cast my fishing rod.
Yeah.
Because I'm on a boat, I take a boat and go to these remote locations and bands across the water,
Really? Well, Brian, I threw it like this because Brian Geller is a baseball fanatic. He's a nut. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, Brian, but don't we have a podcast or a blog or something like? He's like he's a baseball nerd. Like
awesome. That's
great.
Cool.
Yeah, goes to training camp stuff and.
Wow.
Yeah,
very
that's
cool,
sports,
man.
right? I think it's sports, isn't it?
Right. They're asking for my cat cam. You don't know about this, Dan. I have a cat cam.
I heard about it because I watched last week's show, and I thought it was you had a GoPro on the cat's head. Like, that would have been funny.
Until you get to the litter box, then it gets messy.
It's a shitty thing. But you guys do.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Boom.
No, this was a drum shot and a cloud. Yeah. They loved it. They loved your joke. Okay, so let me see. Where do I want to head here? Let's get into another song. Where are we at? We're at number 4 here, right? Does that sound right? Yes, because we did 1, 2, and 3. So let's talk about number 4. This song is called "Something to Say." I'm pretty sure that you have something to say about it.
Yeah, this is a fun song for a couple reasons. Phil does, most of all the writing and the vision of the drills is from him, and he just your gig is just to figure out how to be useful.
Yeah.
Good. You don't fix something that isn't broken. So, but this was one of the first tunes that he was kind of incorporating more of my vocals. So I'm singing half the chorus, and with that. So yeah, we share a lot of the vocals, the writing wise. So, but on the recording end of it, the drummer that's playing in that is Matt Chamberlain,
Sweet.
and that guy's insane. Like we were recording at Atrium Studios, which is Tommy Lee's house. Like Tommy Lee has a studio in his house.
Nice.
So we did a lot
I
of
mean,
the
why don't
tracking.
you? Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? Yeah.
You do.
So yeah, right, exactly. Yeah. So Matt Chamberlain comes in, and I think he had just got off the road a day or a week or something with Soundgarden filling in for Matt Cameron. So he had just gotten, so that's what I mean when we were trying to coordinate all these drummers' schedules.
Sure.
So
Drummers are hard to coordinate anyway, let alone having to do a bunch of them. Oh man, that's like a
Right?
logistical nightmare right there.
yeah, it was crazy because I'm like, a lot of the times, like just before we go into track it, we got all the tones, and then they're like, okay, well let me hear it one more time. Okay, cool, and then we'll go put on the cans, get in the room, and start jamming it and tracking it. And he drums with traditional jazz grip.
Traditional
right?
grip, yeah.
It's like it didn't even look like the drum part of that song is just ridiculous.
It's great. Yeah, it's really great.
So, but it looked like he wasn't even doing that. It's like, what the hell? Like it's and every time if we do a show, is Matt Starr. When Matt Starr, we did some shows with Matt. We did a ton of shows. In that Slovenia gig, Matt Starr was a drummer. And when he learned that particular song, he texts Phil and goes, "Tell me that Matt did this like in a couple takes, because if he didn't, I'm quitting drumming today." Because the drum part is just like silly. It's like amazing.
It's great. The whole song is great. I love the whole song.
It's a cool ass vibe, and
yeah, for sure.
It's fun. It's fun. And we just like Phil's big thing is like Van Halen 1. We got to do Van Halen 1. It's like the energy and the idea of going into a studio and just tracking it and throwing it down and, okay, what does it sound like? Done.
Right.
We're done.
Right.
Actually, solo. He does a lot of the solos. Most of the solos on the fly at the same time too. It doesn't go,
back and do it. Yeah. That's something I was going to mention was in that last video that we played. Phil has that green guitar with the grill. The pickups are pulled out, and he put the grill in the. Last time I saw that guitar, there was a Batman inside that jail. Is that still? He had a Batman inside the grill, like in the guitar.
Oh yeah, he doesn't use that pickup.
No.
So what he does is he pulls that out. He just has fun with it because he can.
I was the little miniature figure of a Batman was stuck in behind the grill one time. I'm like, I love it. What's going on here? It's great.
Yeah, when we do get together and rehearse or anything like that, I always see. I'm like, what's that now? What the hell? Like, it's always something different. He's always messing with stuff. He's a nut. He's an alien.
Awesome. I love it. Well, let's get into this song, Something to Say. This is Matt Chamberlain, you said, on the drums, right?
Yep.
Awesome. This is a great tune. Check it out, you guys. This is this is like one take pretty much here, right? Start to finish. Way you go.
It's about 3. But like that, when you hear this drum take, you're like, it's just ridiculous. Like he had the song down better than we did. But he gave us ideas of the energy that he was doing. We're like, we altered some things.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great point. Recently tracking some stuff, Kevin had mentioned this in one of the comments. I don't know if I can get back to it now, but him and I have been working in the studio the last few days on something like totally new for an artist. This is my first time doing anything with this artist. And the artist has this idea of the vibe that she wants, and but it's really amazing how, in my opinion, when you don't necessarily, it doesn't necessarily have to start with the drums. A song doesn't necessarily start with the drums, or doesn't necessarily, it's not melodic. It's not, it can be melodic, surely, but the idea is timekeeping. You're a timekeeper. You keep the time. Everybody follows that, but you certainly want to write to the song. Absolutely. But I'm finding more and more as I try more and more to write for the song, for the artist, for the needs, whatever it is. I'm finding that the drums are almost laying down the foundation in a sense that, this is where the root notes need to land. This is where, things otherwise, and sometimes, like in this case, it probably sparked some ideas in the other musicians because they weren't really, wow, I never really thought of it that way or never really heard of it that way.
Right.
And I'm finding that a lot in this stuff that we started working on recently. It's got that really like sort of distant, airy vibe. And, I mean, I can hold down the rock all day long, but now I just got to kind of lay back like Nick Mason would lay back in Pink Floyd, It's really cool. I love it. You have to play for the song, absolutely. And this Matt Chamberlain, he plays for the song and then he takes it to a whole nother level. It's a great song, man.
Yeah, I think the drums to me are the most important thing. Like, I'm a drum nerd. I can play drums, but
I love you.
I never want to be a drummer in a band, but it's my favorite thing. I'll watch drum instructional videos because I just love every part of the drums. That's mostly what I listen to.
Sure.
And it's just they said it 100 times where, you can have a crap band with a great drummer and it's a good band. If you have a shit, if the drummer sucks, the band is horrible.
That's true. You're absolutely right. You're right.
It's
sure.
Yeah.
That's why Elsie Binks is just so badass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, here it is. Something to say. Check this song out, man. I don't think this was on the list actually. When you sent me some lists of songs, I don't think this one was on it. And I watch it. I'm like, yeah, I'm playing that song. Sorry, Dan. I'm playing that
one. This was recorded at Atrium Studios. I told you that, but it's on the replay.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, check this out, man. This one is Something to Say. Let me get over to it here. Here we are. Check this song out. Philix and the Drills, Something to Say.
something to say, I got something to prove, I got someone to love, I got a man to move. I got something to say, I got something to prove,
what a cool tune, man. I really like that song. I sure do. Something to Say from Phil X and the Drills with Matt Chamberlain on the drums. Great, great song. The reason I came back to this, there's my buddy Chris Warner. Oh, hell yes. He likes that song. Right on. Okay, the reason I came back to this, because you guys wanted it. You guys asked for it. And since you're all just so nice, I'm going to see if I can get this working. Give me a sec. I'm working on it. Oh. Ha ha ha. The cat cam. I'm pretty happy about getting the cat cam working again. It's been a little bit upsetting, I'll be honest, to not have that around, but it's nice to have it working. And since you guys were calling for it, I felt like I should probably give you the cat cam tonight. Technology has been, hanging in there for us. But yeah, that's Nikki, my cat Nikki. She's a doll. I love her. Anyway, we're going to get back to my boy Dan over here. Let me find where the heck he's hiding. There he is. Hi, Dan. Welcome back. Short little interlude. What's that? What's that? Awesome. Well, it's great to have you on the show, man. This has been really fun. I was just telling you on the little break that we had. Hey, we've been going for an hour and 45 minutes already. This is great.
Yeah. Good. Let's do this every Sunday.
Right? I do this every Sunday.
We'll do it. I'll be there. I'll be your sidekick.
Right on. Come on down. Actually, I'll go your way. It's warmer there now, so.
Yeah. Yeah, we got some. It was beautiful today.
I don't want to hear it. It's cold and snowy
it was
here.
Amazing. Yeah, I'm overdressed for today. Yeah, no, at this time of year, it's like.
Why don't I have a boo button? I need a boo button on here.
But at this time of year here, being Canadian, like the seasons don't change and all that kind of stuff. But it's cold in the morning, like you're like, holy crap, I gotta wear a sweater, and like I gotta find that sweater. I know where that is.
I have a sweater.
You dig it out, and then by 10:30, 10:45, hot. Like you're like, holy crap! I gotta get this thing off of me. It's like you're sweating. It's amazing. I love it. There isn't a day that goes by that I don't appreciate the weather.
I bet. Yeah, I bet. I mean, you spent at least 20-something years of your life in Canada, so you grew up in the snow, and not that I'm not jealous. I'm more envious. I wish I was in nicer weather all the time, because man, that must be something else.
I really dig it. Yeah, growing up in Canada. You just like it's so okay, and I was never really in a band in my hometown, so I always have to drive far and like just cleaning the car off. I gotta there's a lot of planning.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but
I really
gotta say I have a better memory of Canada because I realize that my memory is based off of seasons. If somebody goes, "Hey, when did you do that thing?" I go, "Oh, it was the fall." So I was But here, everything looks the same all the time, so I forget when I did things. That's why I'm like, when did you record that thing? I'm like, I don't know, last week or 2 years ago?
It was nice out.
Yeah, there's no reference of seasons for me to like. Yeah, it's. I didn't realize that was going to be a factor.
Right. Yeah. I guess if you never grew up in it, for me, like personally, I can't imagine, not having a white Christmas. Like to me, it's like. They wrate songs about that shit, So it's like, there's something to be said about a snowfall on Christmas Day, and absolutely. Yeah. If I could have that on December 25th and then December 26th, that would be really nice.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's great. Dad's mad. That's Kevin. He's saying, "Nice to meet you, Dan." You saw him yesterday too. So.
Oh, nice.
That's him. Yeah, he's over on Twitch watching. So, very good, man. So we've got literally, I have 2 more videos lined up. One of them is a cover song, and it's live off the floor, which is pretty much how you guys do all the stuff. But what I like about this one, I think we're going to play it. What I like about this one is you're actually doing all the lead vocals on this song.
Actually, yes.
Yeah.
Well, it happened like this. We'll do, the drills. We'll do some shows. and then we'll just like sometimes we'll have a long time to play, so we'll just throw in a bunch of covers. And then Phil's like, "Hey man, what do you want to sing? Like, give me a vocal break or something."
Right.
Do some songs, and that's a cool tune.
Great song.
So there's a handful of tunes that I sing, and it's it's really fun to play, play and sing.
Right.
And this video is that 606 Studios, where all the Fred Americana videos were filmed by Dustin Jack, my buddy Dustin Jack. He's a kick-ass photographer, and he like made the show. Got Phil and all that, and 606 is like Dave Grohl's studio, so you'll see the Motorhead thing in the background and all that
right
stuff.
on.
And so the thing is, like the day that we shoot, we'll like do maybe 6 or 7 covers tunes, but the drummer and I at this particular one, it was Matt Starr. We'll show up like in the the early evening, but Phil has already been there for hours and hours demoing like vintage guitars and stuff.
Right.
And so we'll come in and like, okay, let's do all the covers. So it really is like, okay, we got it. We're gonna go. There's no. I don't think we ever did one twice.
Right.
In this tune, just before we went, I was like, oh wait a minute, I need some help on the woo part, because I'm going my woo. And then by the time I get to the woo, I have no breath to go.
Sure. Right. Absolutely.
So so that's what happened on this one.
I play in an 80s tribute band. I play in an 80s tribute band, and that's one of the songs that we do because we figured it was like 79, I think it was released, but it sort of made it in the 80s, and and it's such a fun song to play, and I totally understand. Like, I'm usually the harmony guy, so I got to do all those harmonies, but I got to try to get back into the woo, kind of stuff. So I can totally relate having to have the breath and then playing drums on top of it. So I get it.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool tune, and this solo section is awesome. It's just super cool.
And for me, this solo section, if I have to I count it as it goes through. It goes by because it's really long, and it's like 32 bars long or something like that. And I just like count. I mean, I have the flow. What dictates the sections in the song for me is the drummer anyway. My brain thing is it slowly starts to build up, and then it gets into the double time, and and then it starts whacking on the crashes near the end of the double time.
Right.
And it literally comes in steps to the next step then he's on the ride, and then he's double timing the ride. Now he's bringing the so at the beginning it was like, okay, this is like 37 billion bars long, and if that guitar solo. If that guy playing the guitar solo is not playing the guitar solo, it's going to be like, where the hell am I right now?
Oh, yeah. Well, I've only played it with Phil. I've only played this song with Phil, and I know exactly what he's going to do when I need to know what I need to know.
Right. Well, for the record, I counted, and it's right. So.
Okay.
What I love about the start of this is Phil literally straight up like, we don't usually like to talk, and then he mentions the solo, and he talks about how he, you'll see. I want them to see this. So, and this is with Dan singing lead vocals. This is a cover from The Knack, which, The Knack. So there's something, I feel, were they a Detroit band?
I don't know. I think they're English, aren't they? I feel like a dick annoying.
So the singer, I think it was a Feiger, and maybe I can't remember his name, but I want to say his brother is a big lawyer in Detroit or something. Then because the name Feiger, it's like, oh yeah, it's the lawyer's brother is the singer of The Knack, and it's like, what, really?
Oh, so, I have really no idea. They're English. I don't know.
Well, they probably are, and I was told some bullshit story about some lawyer. All right, here it is. This is My Sharona from Phil X and the Drills, song by The Knack. Check it out.
Ready? Going. Okay. We never talked before songs, but I have to. I love this solo, but I can't remember it, so it ain't gonna be right.
Yes, My Sharona. Cool tune, man. I love that song. It's a great song. Good job singing that too, brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Except that one spot, you missed that whole like woo thing. I was like, oh man. That's great. Right? So my friend Jennifer Meacham, checking in on Facebook, says that the Knack was based out of L.A. Is what she's telling me. What? And then she says, I'm right from Oak Ridges. I'm not sure what that means. Oak Ridges? I don't know. But does that sound familiar to you? I don't know either.
Oak Woods?
It says Oak Ridges, but it's probably supposed to be Oak Ridge. Is that in California, maybe? I don't know.
There's Oak Ridge? I don't know.
Anyway, I was right, Dan. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I know the Oak Ridge Boys.
Right? Yes, and they're actually the Oak Ridge Men now. They grew up.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Just like the Boys to Men. Same thing.
Right.
Actually, I think they went from the Boys to the Men to the Grandpa, I think is what they're at now.
Gotcha.
Awesome. So let's talk a little bit about, you guys have already released Volume 1, right? This is Stupid Good Lookings. Am I right with all this? Tell me about that. What's with the title?
Well, that's a reference from the Flintstones.
Right? I don't know if anybody knows this.
Yeah, well, that's fine with us. That's good. It's Phil. This is everything. A lot of the influences come from Phil, and I gladly approve. It's just like funny. It's just a fun band, right? Like it's just like we're not save the world, but you may be able to save the world with having some fun with and just like chilling out. So
right.
It's just we like to have fun with it. It's just goofy.
That's great. That's awesome. So Stupid Good Lookings Volume 1 is out. Where can they get that now? How would they be able to find that?
That's a great question.
I'm full of great questions. I don't have the great answers, but I'm...
Yeah. I think... Oh, man, you put me on the spot. I would assume it's on Amazon,
Spotify, all the goodies.
Yeah, for sure. iTunes. All right. I have a box in my shed.
We'll be right there.
Yeah, a hard copy. Yeah.
Very cool. Awesome. Well, yeah, I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I know sometimes it's difficult to know all the answers to all the things, so I totally understand. But moving forward, you guys are now going to be releasing Volume 2 soon, I'm assuming.
Well, we're working on it. It's the same thing. It's a guest drummer per song, and the drummers that are on the volume 2 is a killer tune with Tommy Lee on drums. Well, to me they're all killer tunes, so
Sure, right.
I'm gonna just say a tune with Tommy Lee, Ray Luzier from Korn,
Yeah.
Liberty DeVito,
Sweet.
I think. Yeah, Tico Torres has made an appearance on one.
Nice.
My buddy, my really, really great friend Ryan McMillan from Matchbox 20, or he used to be Matchbox 20, but he's like
Right.
one of my best buddies here. He's
cool.
he's on a tune. It's just killer feel. Man, I think I don't know if I'm leaving somebody out.
Oh, I'm sure
but
you
like
are,
I
Dan.
said, yeah, I'm a dick, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean, you didn't even know where to get your music for crying out loud. Like, come on. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
right? I gotta text my manager.
Right.
Bobby, come on.
You mean he's not watching right now, making sure you're getting everything right?
Probably he's cringing. Going, shut up.
Right.
Yeah.
Just play a
Come on.
song.
Yeah, you're the bass player. Shut up. You don't talk.
Well,
Yeah.
you're the one that got got the invite, and you're the one that said you'd do it. So I'll take it. I'll take whatever I can get around here.
Oh yeah, fuck it. Yeah, fuck it. But it's gonna be. We're working on getting it mixed. The Phil's used to having a lot of plates in the air. So the Drills is one of them, and he's got busy life going on. So we're trying to hash out all the mixes. Chris Lord-Alge mixed all the volume 2, and he's mixing this one too. He's a busy guy also.
Right. Yeah, and that's funny that you say that because I was in the studio yesterday. You saw me with Kevin in his control room, and I was telling him about. I don't know. The name of it is gonna forget. I'm gonna forget, but it was like a master class or a master something that Chris Lord-Alge is mixing.
Masters.
That's it, mixing with the masters. Yeah, so I was showing Kevin a little bit of that yesterday, and how so you guys kind of tracked. Where's his studio at? Is it in LA?
Well, he has the studio at his house. I think he's somewhere in LA. I'm not gonna say.
Yeah, but it's in LA, I think.
But yeah, we Right on the Money was done with Chris Lord-Alge at Capitol Records.
Because he talks about in the video about how it was all tracked somewhere, and then he just saved the session and brought it over to his place, and that's
Right,
where
yeah.
we're.
Yeah, we did 2 songs because he wanted to have a band, to show how he mics and does a band and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
So
cool.
yeah, that's part of the mixing with the masters.
Yeah, that's a cool series.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So,
I just saw that yesterday. You mentioned his name, and I just saw it yesterday for the first time. Like, wow, that's pretty cool. That's a great idea. It's a neat concept to do that. So.
Oh, that guy's incredibly talented. Like if you've ever listened to the radio, you've heard
You've heard him.
almost everything that Chris Lord-Alge has done.
Right, for sure.
If you haven't listened to radio, maybe you don't know who he is.
Right. Chances are you still probably have heard something that he has touched.
Exactly. Yeah. No, he's amazing. The guy's incredible.
Well, that's awesome. So, Tim Thompson, our mutual friend, our mutual old friend, he's asked to ask Dan about the next solo album, which is a perfect segue.
Yeah, it's a great question.
We were just talking about this.
Wow. We have time. We planned this. No, I've been writing my ass off. I've had tons of inspiration lately, and
Can I just say one thing? I did notice when you stood up the last time that your ass is a little smaller than I remember.
How big was it when you remember? I don't know.
Well, I don't really remember, but I just noticed you lost some of your ass. You've been working it off.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Working his ass off.
right. Yeah, exactly. There you go. No, I have a ton of songs that I'm very actively collecting. Probably put out a 6 or 8 song EP.
Awesome.
Because nobody has any attention span to listen to 10 tunes.
I know. You're right.
So that's why all the the drills are like 6 or 8, 7 or So yeah, I think early next year I'll have, or mid next year I'll have something. I'll release something. I'm totally excited about this.
Awesome.
Because it's very there's been a lot of tons of shit going on, and it's just inspired me. So
great.
I'm totally excited. Hell
cool.
yeah, man!
All right. So have you released some original stuff of your own as a solo artist in the past?
Yeah, I have a record on iTunes. Shit, when did I put that out? Man, I'm embarrassed to say it might have been like 2008.
Right. Well, hey, man, that's great. Every day is another adventure, you know?
Yeah, I've been busy.
Right.
No, it's called that record on iTunes is called Full Capsule. Like that's the name of the record.
Okay.
And the artist is just me, and I just use my last name Spreewald. So
All right.
check it out.
Yeah,
I have a ton of new stuff. I'm just kind of combing through because I always write. I write more on my phone, my micro cassette, and in the car because I like to write without the instrument because I want to pretend that I'm the listener, right, for a little bit, and then learn it going, oh, that's going to be in G, or where's my, based on my vocal range, I'll write it in that key.
Sure.
And then I'll track it and then bring it to the car and listen to it without the instrument because I really like to listen to it.
Yeah.
Not knowing how anything goes. So yeah, it's I'm actively doing that right now. So
Awesome.
you're in my way. I'm doing this. I'm supposed to be doing it right now.
Where's that mute button again?
Yeah, what the? Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, good for you, man. And 2008. Is that what you said? 2008.
I think it was then. It might say on iTunes when it was released.
My point is that it sounds like a long time, but time really flies. It goes by really fast, and if you have a lot of things going on and you're busy, it's hard to dedicate the hours it takes to write and record and put out a solo record. Doing it in your situation, having it in your house like that makes things a whole lot easier. But it still is a time-consuming, big process, no matter what the scale is. 5 songs, 10 songs, whatever.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely not bummed out about it. Like I love being busy. I can honestly say I'm never bored. I'm
Great.
busy all the time, and I like that. And because that also always welcomes more things. When I'm like working on a project, I get inspired for 100 different songs, so that's why I kind of force myself to be busy, and that's why I'm never bored. And I love it. I don't feel like I'm missing out not releasing another record.
Sure.
It's just another thing that I'm going to do because I'm a musician. Like I do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you don't have to have a time limit or a time frame of when it needs to be out, and that's nice. You can, at your own pace and your own leisure, you can work on your own stuff.
Yeah, nobody's waiting for it to come out.
Right, and that's okay. Like that's okay. This is a you do it for yourself, and you hope that other people gravitate and latch on, and so this is for you, and hopefully people. But either way, in the end of the day, this is Dan's project to fulfill his musical buckets. So speaking of filling your buckets and being a busy guy, let's talk a little bit about yesterday when I called you. The first time I've called you or ever spoke to you probably in like 15 years, other than a couple of text messages when we were going.
Yeah, right.
And it was great because you were busy at the time, actually, when I called. You had to call me back.
Oh, I was changing a diaper.
Well, that'll keep you busy, huh?
Yeah, my kid, Luca, he's now 2.5. He just woke up and he had made a deposit in his, diaper. So you're like, you call it like, oh, I'll just pick this up. I'll put the phone here. But I was like, let me get back to you because it was a full load.
Yeah, it was shitty timing.
Shitty.
Well, I got that.
Yeah.
That's great.
So, yeah, he definitely created a lot of inspiration for my next batch of tunes. I'm
that's
super.
great.
Yeah.
Awesome, dude. That's really great, man. I was pleasantly surprised when I called, not by what I was seeing, but more so by what I was seeing. Like it was kind of like, ew, but then I was like, oh. It's like, oh, that's really cute.
Yeah.
That's great.
Good. You really get to relive your life when you're looking at your kid. You're like, oh wow, I don't remember being 2.5, but
sure.
It's a really cool experience. It's amazing.
I bet. I'm not a parent. I don't have any children of my own, at least none that I'm aware of. And and yeah, absolutely. Everyone says the same thing, that it's it's a great feeling. It's nothing like it in the world. So I gotta believe that, because everyone says that.
Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, that's the one thing that I couldn't imagine, because I can imagine. Okay, I can imagine this and I can imagine this, but you can't imagine what it's like not having your kid when you have your kid.
Right.
And that's what all my friends said. All my friends said, they're like, yeah, I really couldn't imagine my life without my kid. So that's when I'm like, oh, now I get it. Yeah. It would be, so anything that's led up to this now, I wouldn't change for anything.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. Well, that's great. And it looks like you're a pretty damn good dad. I'm sure you are. Taking care of the dirty diapers.
On the kid. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, you know what he needs. Right. Okay, so anything more that we want to talk about with your original solo stuff that's coming up? Or do we cover it all for now?
Just that it's going to be kick-ass.
Awesome. And how about tracking? What are you doing with the tracking for that? How do you get all that done and covered?
My friend Ryan McMillan, he's a great musician and a drummer. I wouldn't track drums in this room.
Right.
But everything else I would do here. There's a vocal booth right there. All the guitars I need are right there. Wait, let me see. I've inherited some of Phil's babies.
Nice.
I'm kind of fitting them. So if he has a session in LA,
you've got it there.
So because he lives in Nashville now, so if he comes to town, he'll just yeah.
I think the last time that when we went out to the West Coast with Elsie Banks, I think I had sent him a message maybe on Instagram or on Facebook, and he responded to me.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he got back to me, and at the time I think he was living in I want to say Vegas, I think.
Yeah, he was in Vegas, and they came back to LA, and now they're happily in Nashville.
Oh, that's cool. Awesome. So, all right. Well, that kind of covers all the stuff for your solo stuff coming up and what's sort of been going on. And I want to kind of talk about one other thing. We have a video we'll show here in a minute, but this is another project that I want you to tell me about, because I don't know a whole lot about it. But what's up with this? Yeah,
this came out of nowhere. And I love it. It's so it's pretty cool. This was the band's called Silverthorn, and it is with the drummer Brian Tichy. If you just gotta look him up, because he's done everything and he's incredible. He's just one of my favorite drummers. It's like
cool.
He's so awesome. And the singer is Pete Shoulder, and he sings and plays guitar. And both of them were in a project with the Leo brothers, Robert and Dean. And then I don't know if they got a record done or somebody was put on hold or something, whatever. Mm-hmm. And so, but Brian and Pete continued to write, which turned out to be the Silverthorn thing. So a lot of it was done before I got in the picture, and Brian just said, "Hey man, you want to do this thing?" So I'm like, "Sure." So I, checked it out. And
how long ago was that? Like, how long have you been in this band, would you say?
Early last year. I think.
So not a whole lot of time, but long enough.
Well, yeah, the project was done, and then we did a handful of gigs. And the funny thing is like, Brian's a career drummer, so he was going to Japan for 2 months or something like that to play with the Bees.
Cool.
So, but before he was wrapping up his stuff to go to Japan, he's like, let's cram a bunch of, let's do some videos, let's do a bunch of stuff and all that kind of stuff. He's like an overachiever. He can achieve a lot in a short time, more than most. So, and he's super talented. So
awesome.
we did 3 videos within a very short time, and this video that we're going to see was the first time I met Pete, like the singer. So I go to this one where we're filming in Brian's house. So, and Brian wasn't there when I showed up because he was doing something for Bill Ward, like
the nerve.
Yeah, what the hell? So I was there. So it was the film person, Jen, I think her name was, and then Pete. I was like, so, hey, you're Pete, right? You're the singer. So here we are.
What do you do?
That was starting the project. So it was a fun night, and then we continued to do 2 more videos within a couple. It was Pete also lives in the UK, so you got to get everything done. Everybody's together, which is kind of a normal thing now. Like, okay, everybody's together, let's do 100 things. Like something that you could never do, like when you're a basement band or a garage band. Like it would take you like years to do what we did in 3 days.
Right. That's fortunate for sure.
Yeah, so because you have to. You're like, I gotta be. So content is key. So we so this is the first video that we did. The first single was Tear the Sky Wide Open, but this was the first video that we shot, and I just remember meeting, and it was just hanging out. Everybody's super cool. I know Brian from other sessions and stuff like that, so it was just cool.
Very cool. Awesome. All right, well, this is the band's name is Silverthorn. One word, Silverthorn.
Yeah.
One word, Silverthorn.
Yes, sir.
And the song is called Movin', and this is a project that Dan is also involved in. Check it out, you guys. Movin' from Silverthorn.
Moving
yeah, great song from Silverthorne called "Movin'." Awesome song, man. That's very cool. Different vibe and different stuff, but great song.
I love it. Yeah,
Very
it's
cool.
cool. It's fun.
Absolutely.
It's a fun project.
Nice. So my pal over in Twitch, that's Kevin. Dad's mad. He says he loves this. He likes that song. Kevin knows good music, so he's a good dude, man. He's a workhorse in the music business too. He's got a lot of great stories, and so if he likes it, it's got to be good.
Look up. There's a couple more videos of that band. Look it up. There's really cool stuff.
There you go. Check out some more videos. If there's anyone listening in Facebook and they want to take a minute and try to go find some Silverthorne videos, copy the link, throw them in the chat. That would be much appreciated. Otherwise, go check out Silverthorne on YouTube and check out some more of their videos. So Sandra checking in from Windsor. Hi, Sandra. Thank you so much for being here. I saw you come in earlier and didn't get a chance to say hello, but thank you for being here and hanging out with us. Well, Dan, I got to say, man, this has been a really fun show tonight.
I love it.
It's been great. It's been great. I'm really glad that things kind of, have held together for the most part. We might have actually made it from point A to point B with minimal problems.
It's so nail biting. That's what it reminds me of playing like live in the studio. Like, oh, what's gonna happen? You just kind of roll with it. But yeah. I'm gonna show up next week. No matter what you're doing, I'm like, hey man, I'm here. I'm part of the show.
I'll see if I can figure out how to get a third camera in here. I'm sure I can.
Right? You're awesome.
Super fun, man. This was great, and I'm going to take you up on the offer. We were talking about off this camera about some people that that you think would really enjoy being on the show as well. So I will definitely take you up on that because it sounds like you might be able to land some heavy hitters for Bands Across the Water.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Awesome.
I can always ask.
Right, yeah, absolutely. Maybe just don't show them the interview with you, and they might actually think that's a cool show. I got to work on my laugh track. It's a little slow for some reason. It takes them a second.
Right.
Well, that's great. So thank you so much, Daniel Spree, for being on the show tonight. Phil X and the Drills, Silverthorne. Check it all out on all the socials. Go find them. Go find their music. Support original bands. Support original music. And Daniel, I wish you all the best. It's been so nice to talk to you again. It's been a long time. I'm super happy to have you on the show. It's been really good. Kevin says, great show. I want to send a shout out to my buddy Mike Jubenville, who's tuning in over in Windsor. Great keyboard player. He says, hello, boys. Very cool talk. So it surely has been.
Thank you for having me, man. It was super fun, man. I love this. This is cool.
My pleasure, man. Thank you for being here. And we'll do this again sometime, huh?
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
I gotta pitch my new record when it comes out next year.
We'll get that booked. We'll get you booked for that. That's a good idea. Yeah. Well, Daniel Spree, thank you so much for being on the show, my friend. It's been a pleasure, and I will look forward to hearing that music as soon as it comes out. And it looks like Dan is gone. Dan's video's gone. If he can get me back up and running, if we can get that back up and running, I'll get him back on to say goodnight. That was perfect timing, huh? Wow. All right. Well, thank you guys. Here, I think I can get him here. Anyway, thank you all so much for being here. I hope you had a lot of fun on the show tonight. Oh, jeez. They can't see that, but damn it, I wasn't on a scene with you. Anyway, I'm going to go back to Dan for 1 second so he can get a chance to say goodbye without being cut off. Hold on. Here we go. There he is. Hi, Dan.
Thanks for having me. It was a fun time, and hope to see you again. And let's not make it 20 years.
Right? I know. Hey, listen, if I ever come your way, we have to get together, man. We have to,
Sure.
Definitely. It'd be great to see you in person, and I definitely want to get back out there one of these days. So
yeah, you can sleep right here
in the studio.
Yeah, it's got a couch.
Oh man, I hope it has a fridge.
Oh yeah, right here.
Oh well, good. Yeah. Perfect. It's got all the necessities.
Stella and milk.
Awesome. Any baby formula in there?
Yeah, no.
What do we got? Oh, nice. Yeah, baby. That's great. Awesome.
Yeah. I'll be on for the Canadian. On
the other side, yeah. That's right. Well, dude, enjoy your new Led Zeppelin book, too. That looks really good, huh?
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, don't cut yourself on the sharp corners.
Oh, I'm a bass player, you know. It's kind of stupid.
Ah, that's not true. That's not true. All right,
Except for
man.
jump.
Yeah, right. Except for him. He's the only bass player that's not stupid.
Republican.
Well, awesome. We're getting a lot of comments. Sandra says, thank you. Great show. So everybody's having fun. Everybody had a good time tonight, I think. So
Well,
great
that's
job.
no idea.
It's because I had great content. Yet again.
There you go.
I'm
How
a
did
heavy
you guys- Yeah.
I'm the heavy hitter in the video cast world now. So
What?
all right, Dan.
Nice.
Well, thank you so much, man. All the best to you and your family, and your stay safe out there. And I really hope we can do this again soon. It was a true pleasure to
Sure.
talk to you on the show, man. Thank you so much. Daniel Spree, you guys.
Bye, all.
Thanks, Daniel.
Yeah.
All right, that was the official goodbye this time, and he didn't actually even like crap out on the video that time. So that was actually quite perfect timing in a way. It was really interesting that it held up right up until that last very second. But anyway, you guys, thank you all for supporting this show. I appreciate all of your donations and all the help. It really means a lot to me. I just want to, one more time, I'm going to bring up who's on next week. Next week, we'll be tracking live from the studio. We're going to do some vocals with some friends of ours in a band called West Nile. Next week, I have West Nile featuring Kevin and Dave and myself will be in the studio recording some vocals to that song that you just heard. It's going to be great. That's right, my buddy Kevin, Dad's Mad, on next week. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate it. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a total different show. We're going to record some tracks, vocal tracks, right live from the studio, and you guys can be there to witness it all. And you can chime in and you can leave some comments and all that good stuff. In the meantime, I want to do this for my friend James Taylor Jr. I want to play a Christmas song for you guys. I had a lot of fun with this. I was brought in to play ukulele. All right. It started with a ukulele. The artist was looking for ukulele and vocals. That's all he wanted. So I laid down the ukulele track. He loved it. And then after I sat with it for a few hours, I was like, you know what this song needs? This song needs a tuba and a washboard and barbershop quartet harmonies and maybe some jingle bells. So that's what I did. And he loved it. So this is for my friend James Taylor Jr. I want you guys to check this song out. This was a lot of fun. You don't have to hurt. Check this one out.
Holiday, you have every right to stay away. There is someone out there who will love you for you. You don't have to do a thing that you don't want to do. You don't have to go where you're alone. A place where they hurt you shouldn't be a place called home. Now is not the time to sit and stay. You don't have to hurt this holiday. You don't have to hurt this holiday. You don't have to listen to the hurtful things they say. No one has the right to bring you down. Know that if they hurt you, you don't have to stick around. Holidays are meant for joy and cheer. You don't have to go a place you fear. Bring your others down. on display. You have nothing you should have to hide. No one should be asking for you to take a side. You don't have to walk into a fight. If staying out will keep you safe, you have every right. You don't have a thing to replay. You don't have to hurt this holiday.
All right, that was James Taylor Jr. I had a lot of fun doing that Christmas song with him. Check it out. You can get it on his Bandcamp, I believe, is where he has it up. Check that song out. I had a lot of fun doing that song. In the meantime, thank you to Daniel Spree from Phil X and the Drills for being on my show tonight. Thank you all for joining me. I appreciate it. It was great to have you with me. I hope you enjoyed yourselves just as much as we did. And then I will see you next week with Wes Nile on the show. In the meantime, y'all have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you on Bands Across the Water, Sunday at 7. Peace.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh yeah!